For me, I think we're going to see a 2-1 for Elazer. I think we're going to finally get a match that is actually competitive. No, that's not fair. That's not fair to some of the players. Battleby definitely looked competitive there. Aquaron had a couple of moments in Game 1 where he looked scary against Serral. And Lilbao actually looked very scary against Showtime in that Game 1. But let's focus on this one. Spawning down in the bottom left, representing XCOM Go, it is Elazer.
And his opponent, representing Team Blazer, in the red as the Proto species, Krystianer.
And this is kind of cool as well because this is an all-Polish match.
Yeah.
Poland, one of the deepest countries in terms of talent, especially Polish Protoss players. Mana has spawned a generation of Polish Protoss players, and it's pretty cool.
I always love introducing them as well. The Polish Protoss. It is nice. Especially when they play pink or purple as well. The pink Polish Protoss. You really get into a rhyme. Immediately, yeah, it's just like, you know.
Nice alliteration to start things off.
Exactly. Just feels like a good start for the show.
It does, right?
Like,
So it's the weirdest thing because, you know, handling production for something like this, obviously B-Stream is, you know, we're here on our own, so we're running the production. Sometimes something going right can just be the smallest little thing that is all you need, and it kicks things off in the right way, and you're like, oh, mwah, chef's kiss, we're ready to go, we're cruising. I love it. We're going to be seeing a 20 supply third hatch coming down from Elazer right out of the gate, so showing his own little stamp on this. This is something Dark likes to do in his PvZs, but he usually does it when his hatch gets blocked, and he's forced to take the third hatch as his natural.
All right. Yeah, I guess the laser didn't get blocked here, did he? Unless if he took it earlier, but I would have failed to see that if that were the case.
No, he did. Yeah, he did not get blocked. It was just Krystianer letting him have it.
Okay. Being a nice guy today, I see. Maybe because he's a fellow Polish person. Who knows?
You know, it's got to be countrymen first, right? It's just a little bit of national pride coming in there. Love to see it.
Imagine, yeah. Well, I don't want to block his natural. He's Polish as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Bad sportsmanship.
By the way, we are going to be seeing a very quick Stargate out of Krystianer. Krystianer does prefer that Oracle play over most players, and there we go. Bing, bang, boom. Fires that on up. Now, he did not build a third gateway unit. It is just... Okay, there we go. He starts up Stalker, but it is just going to be double Adept for now. He's going to try and get anything done. He's committing pretty far in with this. And are we going to see a canceled Shade? No, he is going to go into the main base and going to pick off quite a few drones. This is the big weakness of this fast third hatch, is that you don't have link speed. He's going to lose 5 drones right there. That is a huge amount of damage in the early game.
Yeah, for sure. Look at the working count right now. Definitely quite a stark difference. As Krystianer manages to secure this early lead, will he be able to further it with the Oracle right now? Oh my. No, that's poor Crawlers.
That's still pretty nice, forcing those spores. Definitely should come back in and pick off at least that one drone. Oh, but look at that little dance right there. Krystianer never turned on his pulsar cannon, so he's got a ton of energy on this baby. I actually really like that he didn't. I think that's very cool. I think that's like, it's like a weird confidence move, you know?
Yeah, I can see that. It's like, I don't need to do damage right now. I already dealt damage with those adepts earlier on. I'm fine. Let me just see what you're doing. You're still droning? Okay. Love it.
Elazer going to be going, Krystianer going to be going for a very quick old school build, a Templar drop. He's going to go for an Archon drop, going up to 4 gates, that Twilight Council, and chronoing out this War Prism. Now, we should be seeing that Templar Archives. Actually, we should have already seen it. But he is going to be dropping that very shortly. And this is something that he likes to do. It's a very old school style of playing, like I said, but it's got a lot of potential.
Yeah, normally you see Protoss do this, or attempt this, right, with a DT opening, and then transition into the Archon drop. but just going straight up into the High Templar. All right. I guess one of the faults with going DT first, sometimes it kind of, you know, announces that there's going to be an Archon drop afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit limiting in that regard. Now, yeah, we can see that Krystianer, he was quite late with that Templar Archives. He wanted that about 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds earlier. Still going to be able to get something done with this Archon drop. This was a very, very common build in the meta for quite a while. During, I would say probably 2017, 2018, maybe?
Okay.
But it fell out of favor as Zergs got very good at dealing with it.
Well, let's see if Elazer forgot how to deal with it. There is a lot of Zerglings here. Are struggling to deal with this, of course. The Queens, so far, losing a bit of energy right now. More Queens coming into the fray. That should be enough.
He picked off 14 lings right there.
Oh, 14 lings. All right.
That's not bad at all, considering the fact that he only lost shields on his units. That's fantastic. Even that's great. That's just free damage.
Yeah, I mean, Elazer so far lost more than 3 times the amount, almost 4 times the amount of minerals so far in this game. Now, he did manage to reacquire his drones again, right? He is going up to a 4th base at a reasonable time. Infestation pit coming up. If he manages to get himself with a reasonable tech secured here, I would still imagine him doing pretty well.
Yeah, I wonder, is this going to be Swarm Host? Oh, it is. Oh, wow. This is so cool. 9 Swarm Hosts coming on down. Now, no Nida Swarm with this, but this is one of the weaknesses of this style, is that it's not Sky Toss. So it's going to be a lot more difficult. Ooh, we are seeing a Stasis Ward coming back. This one does get a lot of drones right there, grabbing 7 drones with that Stasis Ward and the Queen, which means the Queen not only can't inject, she can't generate energy. Oh, and now we're going to see the Archon drop coming back into the natural, getting the Scout on the Swarm Host, picking off the Queen, and 4 more drones go down. This is looking great for Krystianer, to be honest.
It really is. Yeah, Lazer's going to have to make some magic happen with these Swarm Hosts. Moving across the map, tiddy-taddling along, but that's already quite a bit of an army there. Krystianer's starting to move out a little bit. I like that as well. The further out you are with this army, the further away those locusts will have to be utilized. He's going to march backwards, minimize the amount of damage they can do in that short lifespan of theirs.
Yeah, and charge is about to complete. Oh, these locusts, they're trying to get on in here. They will find an Archon as it morphs in. Picks it off, but Krystianer picks up the second one. 1 Archon for the entire first locust wave? I don't think that's enough. Now, this Zealot run by is going to get intercepted by Elazer. It got spotted so early on. The charge was not done, so they took their sweet time getting across the map. We'll pick off a couple Queens on the retreat, though, and with the locust wave on cooldown, I think this should be a dead 4th.
It very well could be, but oh, no, it is recharging right now, so another kiting maneuver will be initiated by Krystianer. A couple of units into the main base there as well for Elazer. It is the Zealots. And
yeah, they're going to be able to pick off.
What is that happening all of a sudden?
Locust wave will get cleaned up without getting anything. Ooh, Queen far off creep. There was 7 probes that went down. Was that a run by? It must have been a run by or something.
I failed to see the other one as well. And Elazer may lose this 4th base right now. He has made another one. But just no locust to defend against this. Yeah, there's like 3 battles in different locations happening right now. A lot of drones in the main base being destroyed. The roaches at the forefront of Krystianer's base that, well, they're gonna die pretty soon. Yeah, Krystianer, it looks like he's getting the better end on most of these locations.
Yeah, I'm loving Krystianer's position in this game. He's going to have a 4th Nexus. His +2 weapons is halfway done. He's chronoing that out. There's no Evo Chamber. It's not even like there's no +1. There's no Evo Chamber even for Elazer. So if we see +2 weapons on Archons and Immortals versus just Roach Ravager with the occasional Locust mixed in, that is going to be a horrifying situation. Oh, and he face checks the ramp, takes a couple of big shots to the face. There's a lot of Immortals in this army. I'm really worried about Elazer right here.
Yeah, for sure. Fighting the Locust now as well. That's not a good sign for Elazer. Means that there's a lot of confidence here. for our Red Brodals. Just Immortal Archons with a lot of Zealots mixed in between. Looks like that will be enough to deal with this lower tier Zerg player as well.
Look at how quickly those Immortals chonk down that hatchery. It goes down immediately. Corrosive Biles do connect on an Immortal. They do take down an Archon as well. But I think that Krystianer is just going to be able to break on through. He's even on supply with a much higher quality army. And his +2 weapons is just now completing. Now he is going to back off. But he picks off another 5 drones with that attack as well. Elazer is absolutely reeling right now.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing that is going in his favor, I say favor, but the one thing he's kind of got going for him is that he didn't lose any Swarm hosts yet. So they're still here. There's still a potential for damage. He might be able to get a Nexus here.
Oh, he absolutely will. And he depowers a couple gateways at the same time. If he could get the Robo as well, that would be so good. Oh, I really would have preferred to see him target the Robo instead of taking down just a couple probes.
Yeah. Such a useful structure right now for Krystianer, really banking on those Immortals.
Yeah, and now we're going to see a nice little Roach kind of double prong. Yeah, but it will get deflected here. The recall plus the army getting back in position. We're going to see a couple of probes go down. Is it worth it, though? 3 probes for what, like 6 or 7 Roaches? Not really.
I mean, yeah, he's buying time as well, right? So I guess you have to as a Elazer, because if Krystianer moves across the map and you don't have those locusts ready, you're just kind of dead as a Elazer here, I feel.
Yeah, especially with Storm now finishing. Double Nexus coming in from Krystianer. He is going to lose this base on the top left, but that's not even a big deal because these locusts won't be at home for defense. I don't see any way that Elazer can really hold on against this army. Like, it's just
moving forwards. Oh no, he's moving backwards.
Well, we are going to see Elazer. He's doing a great job of what you said, buying time. But, well, I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah,
what does the time
really
get him, though? What does it really get him in this game?
Just more and more locusts, wave after wave, just more and more efficiency. And I mean, he's taking out bases now as well, right? There's like 2 Nexus locations coming up. Now, suddenly they're gone, and it's 3 base versus 4 base again. Elazer, he was in a very rough spot, but he has navigated these waters in a very, very subtle way and bought himself time, bought himself some moments here and there of heroism with the locust waves and stuff. Here he is now.
We should see some storms come down. Oh, clearing out. Oh, actually a nice maneuver from Elazer right there. Kind of deeks and dodges around. Picks off one of those High Templar. And that was 3 storms plus a dead High Templar. That's actually a very effective Locust wave right there. I think Krystianer could have just won the game by walking across the map. But now Elazer has kind of created a complicated situation.
Yeah. I mean, the Roaches and Ravagers, you're going to be able to recall eventually. You just need to do damage across the map, especially once that Locust wave hit it, that top left side base. I feel like you moved backwards for a moment, kind of hesitating. If you move forwards, then you take out 1 or 2 bases, recall yourself back, try to stop these Roaches.
Yeah, he does recall back to take care of those. Storm will come down, connects on the Locusts. Going to be able to get most of them. They could get 1 Archon, and that's about it. Now, I love that Elazer is pumping a ton of Ravagers into this. He doesn't have much gas, though. He is struggling with his gas. He's got a lot of minerals in the bank, so it's tough to keep that up and running. That being said, he's kind of weirdly cornering Krystianer. Oh, but the storms are going to come through. They actually do very well against Ravagers, and those force fields split off a huge portion of the army.
Oh, but he's running reinforcements past the army that he force fielded, so he's still getting some value here. That's unfortunate. Locusts are very low now, and there's not that many of them left. Krystianer, his army is apparently still strong enough to really do a dent here.
Yeah, this is looking very, very good for Krystianer. Despite the surround from Elazer, it's Roaches against Immortals with +3, and Krystianer, he is going to take game number 1. Great showing out of the Polish Protoss player.
Very cool match, actually. Very cool match. A lot of stuff going on there, right? Like a player obtaining an advantage, and then the other player trying to buy himself time and actually finding himself in an all right playable position again, and then suddenly the other player kind of cutting the knots and just kind of going for it and finding his way to victory that way. It's well played indeed, like you said, by Krystianer there.
Yeah, that would be that was just really cool stuff from
Yeah.
start to finish.
StarCraft 2
Elazer,
things that give us tingles.
sorry.
So, the StarCraft 2 that gives us the tingles. That's
Yes,
lovely
yeah,
StarCraft 2.
those nerd chills that Tastosis are always talking about. Yeah, that was a very cool match. Elazer had, like, he should have been dead about 4 minutes before that game ended, and he was able to make a lot of stuff happen. He was able to find himself an opportunity in that game, but Krystianer didn't really let him exploit that any further. Like, he just played fantastically.
For sure. Yeah, I got a little bit worried for him again. It seems like some hesitation here and there did make it perhaps a bit more difficult than it had to be, but I mean, he got there to the victory, so who am I to complain about that type of stuff, right? That's well done. He got it, he managed it, and now, I mean, all he has to do is just one more time, and he's got this clean sweep for him here.
Yeah, and that would put him at 2-1 in the group, and put him effectively, for now at least, into the top 4. This is like, people may be thinking to themselves like, oh man, like Elazer on paper should be an easy win for him over Krystianer, but
Yeah.
no, Krystianer's pretty legit, and this would be a huge feather in his cap if he were to take the series off Elazer, and it would put Elazer into a really uncomfortable situation in his group where he has to beat some very good players who are still ahead of him. Many people, myself included, would have probably put Elazer as top 2, at least top 4 in this group going into it.
Yeah, I agree there, and it's just not going his way so far. Anyway, let's introduce these players perhaps one more time, perhaps 2 more times. Top right side, can he do it? Can he finish it off? The red Brodels from Team Blazer, the Polish Brodels, Krystianer.
And his opponent, spawning down in the bottom left, representing XCOM Go, it is Elazer in the blue. And we are going to be seeing a hatch first from him. Once again, no block from Krystianer. I gotta say, that was a fun game 1. That was a cool game 1.
Yeah, for sure. It's been so long since I've seen Swarm host in PvZ. They don't get to be used that much anymore, at least in the games that I get to cast and see.
Yeah, no, whenever someone goes double Stargate Void Ray, the options of going Swarm host, it's just not there. You just can't.
Yeah.
They just don't do anything. They're just useless. But when Krystianer plays that single Stargate style, is very much on the table to go for that. It's good even.
For sure. And then Krystianer just going with Immortal Archons as well. That was very interesting.
Yeah, 2 old school styles.
Yeah, no Colossi, not necessary apparently. No Disruptors, nothing of the sorts. Just good old Immortals and Archons. I mean, they are very strong units. They might be kind of tier 2. I guess the Archons are tier 3 as well because, you know, High Templar and DT, where they come from. But,
no, I would argue they're tier 2 still. Maybe 2.5. Yeah, because you don't need Storm to get them, right? You just need the Templar Archives or the Dark Shrine.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's a
I think you can argue for a long time about what tier they belong on.
Yeah.
But I always think of tier 3 as like capital ships, you know?
Yeah, all right. I thought, I would put High Templar kind of in the tier 3 as well. I guess you could also put them in tier 2, because you have the Twilight Council, the Cyber Core, then Twilight Council, and then the Templar Archives or the Dark Shrines. It's kind of like a third layer of technology in a way. But
yeah, for sure. Counter argument though, for Zerg you need Spawning Pool, Lair, Hydra Den, just for Hydras, and they're definitely tier 2.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But of course,
Zerg just has more tiers. Who knows?
wow, fair enough. Zerg
All
is
this
kind of
time, we never do.
distinctly separated into hatch tech, layer tech, and hive tech, though. So it's kind of we've got it right there. It's literally just 3.
Yeah. Making it a bit easier. Are these adapts again going to get that much damage done? I really thought Elazer hoped that it's not going to. Already looks better.
Yeah, he gets a big surround on the 1 adept. Will still lose 3 drones and is forced to build a spore crawler to save those. Not anywhere near as bad as it was.
Yeah.
But that's 3 drones is still a fair amount. That's still a more than I think you want to take. And now we're going to be seeing a Void Ray first on this much bigger 2,000 atmosphere. Is going to be clearing out that first Overlord. Should see an Oracle, I think, behind this, but no, he's going to go double Stargate. Okay, Krystianer saying, you know, maybe I should adapt to the times.
Maybe kind of playing into this because he doesn't want to play against the Swallows again. I don't know.
Oh, okay, we're going to be seeing a fleet beacon coming down. Okay, there's 2 builds that this could be. This could either be the 2-base carrier that Zest has been doing and been loving, or this could be a new build that I saw Parting do a few weeks ago, where it was a very fast seismic destabilizers, the Tempest upgrade, and a 5 Tempest rush. The beauty of that, Tempests, 5-shot queens. And with that seismic destabilizers, they absolutely annihilate hatcheries.
They sure do. That's true. I think I've seen Zone do that as well a couple of times with the Tempest. But like the weird thing is, if it works amazingly. But if it doesn't work, it's like, yeah, this is never gonna work, you know?
Oh yeah, no, it's a big commitment. The beauty of it is you already have that fleet beacon though, and you can go for the Void Ray upgrade if you are so inclined. Now we might just see Krystianer just going with 2 Tempests, just setting them up behind the mineral lines, and then just going into Void Rays from there. That is the, I guess, older 2-base Tempest build.
Okay.
That's what we're gonna see. Disappointing Krystianer.
Not what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Well, at least you're being fair with your powers and not abusing them. Just telling him to do it and then somehow it happens.
Yeah, exactly. Just whispering into his ear.
All right, but I mean, I'm still excited about it, right? The Tempest play is always a cool one to see, combining it here with the Void Ray. Should be pretty cool. It's interesting that he split them up like this, though. Is he going drone hunting or?
Yep, that's what it'll be for. Oh, but already getting intercepted here. And Tempests are kind of made of paper mache. And that Tempest takes a lot of damage before it reaches its destination. Good job by Elazer.
Still a little bit awkward. Not having Oracle mixed in here as well for, you know, the, whatchamacallit, Revelation. But let's see. Oh, big counter attack as well for Zerglings. Looks okay. That's fine. Yeah, nothing gonna happen here. Shield better go down, but
this is a lot of Zerglings, and he has mostly Zealots. Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna need to see probes. No, yeah, he might actually lose the Nexus if he doesn't.
I'm just so used to seeing 2 adepts kill any amount of Zerglings I send at them that, you know.
Yeah, that you just assume that it's gonna happen, but there was so many Zerglings.
It's just never gonna work. No matter the amount of Zerglings. This is never gonna. But that was a lot better than I thought it would go. 8 probes going down, man. That's gonna put Krystianer in an awkward position here, perhaps.
Yeah, and Elazer made the right.
About awkward positions.
Yeah, that is an annoying spot for that Tempest to be. Queens will repel these Void Rays at the front. Krystianer has not yet seen the Spire. Oh man, he's so close to seeing it. We are going to be seeing 3 drones getting picked off, and will he get that queen? No, moves out of range, but 11 Corruptors are going to pop out. So this is kind of this weird situation where the Corruptors are going to try and overwhelm the Void Rays. They will have a bit of a tough time doing so. Oh, there we go. He sees the Spire now, but he's going to lose at least one of those Tempests.
Yeah, but he can make a retreat with the Void Rays, though, before they get caught out. There's only 8 of them out on the map, I believe, right now, so...
Yeah, this will be a little bit of a tricky situation. Oh, he's not recalling the Tempest. He's just going to let them die. And because Elazer was able to drone up so hard, even though he takes 12 drones lost just now, this is still a... I think that Krystianer let him get away with too much. Now, that being said,
Yeah,
we're seeing a heavy transition into ground. Oh, my God. This is crazy. Oh, but if Elazer scouts this.
He will. Wow,
That's so big.
Yeah.
And a good thing for Elazer is that he was going +1 missile and he had a Roach Warren. So he's going to be able to get into road speed. We are going to be seeing these Void Rays trying to tunnel vision his hatchery. Transfuse is going to need to get spammed out so hard. He will lose it. But he's going to get so many Void Rays for it. Actually, he might get all of them save one. Is that worth it? No. No, it's not worth it.
Considering he just lost all those Tempests as well. I mean, there's still 4 more Corruptors on the way, so I mean, that is a lot of dead weight in supply just up in the sky.
But he's going to piss these buildings down so quickly. He might actually be able to deny +1 attack. Oh, okay, this is going to be...
He's just returning the favor now. Right, I'll sack my air units as well to kill your base.
Now, we are going to be seeing these Zealots trying to come in on the left side, but there's just way too many Queens and Roaches. And Elazer, he kills the main Nexus. I honestly think he could have killed 3 Nexi there by splitting his Corruptors. There was so little anti-air, he had enough to do it. Oh, and he's going to come in on the third base and try for it.
For Corruptors, that damage is going to add up over time. Archons will be coming in as well. He's probably just going to sack him. Oh, okay, no, he'll remove himself.
Yeah, he only had 4 of the actual Corruptors shooting, so he wasn't able to get too much done there. Now the art... Oh, look at this. Look at this! Elazer's got the Changeling in the wall, which means he will kill the natural Nexus as well. Krystianer trying to double expand behind this, taking a 5th base and retaking his main Nexus.
Might have to triple expand here.
Yeah, his economy is already so gutted.
It's a rough one. I mean, Elazer's playing this now a lot smoother than he did in the previous game. He wasn't quite caught off guard by the power of the Krystianer's army, and things just a lot smoother for him this time around.
Oh yeah, look at that resources lost. It is way in favor of Elazer here. Now, Krystianer, I think what his game plan when he went for that hatchery snipe was that he'd cut his opponent's economy enough that his timing push would work with the Zealots. The thing is, it didn't, and then he had no defense against the caustic spray move. And now he loses 10 probes to this, well, I guess technically multi-pronged aggression. Archon going to go down. These Roaches are free to sacrifice themselves for whatever damage they can get, and he's going to find another Nexus with this. Oh my god, is he going to get the 3rd? Or the 4th?
He might. Yep, alright, he will.
Yep. That was 5 dead Nexus, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like he ignored everything else and just kept killing Nexus. What a way to win.
Yeah, that was amazing. That was actually so cool.
Unconventional.
Well, yeah. But I mean, that's why you can't sack those Void Rays. Like you can't just let your opponent kill 4 or 5 Nexi of yours. Like you're not allowed. Like it's against the rules of the game. Like you'll just get punished so hard for it.
Yeah.
And he did.
Definitely did. Yeah. Man,
but now we're going down to our first game 3 of the day, and well, I'm excited about it. As we are, I believe, 2 series ahead of the A stream.
Entirely? 2 series entirely? Wow, that is quite a bit.
Actually, we might be more than 2 series.
Not as speedy and efficient as we are.
Exactly. They just need to figure out that German efficiency.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, we're going to be getting into Blackburn for game number 3. This is a very important map. Funnily enough, I feel like the more straightforward map, Oxide, went so much better for Krystianer, and the map where there was a lot more options for playing around his opponent went a lot better for Krystianer. Or for a lot better for Elazer, I should say.
All right. I think there's some fair statements.
All right, and spawning down in the bottom left, representing XCOM Go, it is the Blue Zerg player, Elazer.
His opponent in the red colors. Bottom right side, a Brodos player, Polish, Krystianer.
Can never get tired of saying Polish Protoss player.
I'll do it when I get the chance. Gateway.
Now, what do you think we're going to see from these two players here? They both played a little bit of an unconventional style in the games that they lost. We had Elazer trying to go for those swarm hosts, didn't work out. We had Krystianer, well, actually, I guess he went for the conventional style, but for him, it's the unconventional style of going for that double Stargate.
Yeah.
I think we see them both just return to their comfort zones in this game number 3.
I would like to see that as well, yeah, for sure. I mean, it just seemed like Elazer was in a much rougher position almost, like he wasn't quite sure how he wanted to deal with what was being given to him. Then again, if we are gonna see a bit of a repeat of game number 1 in the way of Krystianer, how he is approaching it, there could be a possibility that Elazer, after, you know, facing it once, is like, oh, right, yeah, of course, I just had to do this, this, and this, and then I would have been okay. And, you know, there's a bit of a danger there if you do attempt, again, something heavily reliant on Immortal, Archon, or, you know, the similar strategies as you've already shown.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Now we're going to be
rough to
seeing...
call.
Oh, it's going to be very difficult to figure out. We are going to be seeing the 20 supply third hatch once again, and Krystianer has already sacked his adepts twice against this to get drones, and both times I would say he was pretty effective in doing so. A Elazer, do you think he's going to build more Zerglings against this? Do you think he's going to try to be a little bit more prepared? He was able to still prevent the damage from being catastrophic in that second game. 3 drones, though, was still a lot. It's still a lot to lose in the early game.
Yeah, especially against his first 2 initial adepts. It just shouldn't really happen. 3, I mean, if you only have 30 workers, right, that's like 10% of all your economy just gone.
Yeah, exactly. And the Zerg player doesn't have their injects running just yet, especially with this quick third hatch. So it's not like replenishing those is as easy as doing so in, you know, the mid game, or even if you've gone for the more standard 30 supply third hatch. Like, it's losing those drones hurts just a little bit more. And I think we're going to see Krystianer going for the move once again. Now, this time, a Queen is going to try and get a lot more damage done to one of those Adepts, and she will be able to do so. Nice little Evo Chamber block coming in from the Elazer, but this time, Krystianer cancels the Shade.
Gets 1 drone so far, looking up for another one, but Lasers keeping things safe so far. Would like to return to drone or mine pretty soon.
Ooh, a little bit unfortunate for Krystianer there. The low health Adept did shade. Oh, wow. 4 drones. Damn. That is so much damage. And now it's an Oracle once again for Krystianer, and the Queens are out of position at the natural. This is going to be at least a couple more dead drones.
That's very rough. The Elazer definitely in a bit of trouble once again. Hot waters for
Oh no, oh no.
Wow. That. Okay, well. That's a shame, man. That's such a shame. It's been happening throughout this series, and he's just not able to really deal with the early aggression here.
That is catastrophic damage right there. That is 11 drones going down in the early game. There's something I want to point out, by the way, that was a really cool move from Krystianer. You might have been saying, why was he targeting the drones that were close to the Queens? Because there's not enough surface area for them to turn into a Spore Crawler right where they are. So he specifically chose to do that. Ooh, now we will see a little pick off. This Stalker wanting to pick off that Overlord. Not going to be able to do so, and it does get taken down. Now, Krystianer, I was going to say his wall, he actually misplaced his Cybercore. I actually thought that was by design, but it wasn't because he put this gateway here, so he needs to build a pylon behind this. This is a really ugly wall.
Hopefully Elazer won't notice.
Now, speaking of things he's hoping Elazer won't notice, double Stargate Phoenix. What do you think of this?
I mean, I really like this style. I think it's a great style. I think, you know, as long as you can stay on top of the micro and the multitasking, it might be the best style you can really bring against the Zerg in a sense, but it is just so rough to execute. And one little misstep, those Phoenixes, they're quite fragile. Could mean the end of the game right away.
Yeah, it's very important to execute and control those Phoenixes perfectly. You don't want to lose even a single one while you're going for that harass. But also there's a big vulnerable timing window while those Phoenixes are coming out in number before they have a lot on the map where you can potentially die to some all-ins. But Krystianer has kept them hidden long enough, and now he's going to show up with these Phoenixes. We'll be able to get at least a single queen, and going to find one Overlord already for free in the main, away from those Spore Crawlers, and this is where things get very uncomfortable for the Zerg.
Yeah, would like to see a bit more. Zergling counterattack is going to strike here again. Let's see if it's going to be enough this time around again as well. With the Oracle here, I highly doubt it.
Yeah, that Oracle going to pick off a couple more units right there. We do see the drones going down at that third base. There was no Spore Crawler. Elazer was being relying on the queens that were in position there to hold that, and now he loses another 11 drones. He has been droning very, very aggressively, and that is, of course, the right call against Double Stargate Phoenix. But he's taken some big, big losses here. Really big losses, and hasn't killed, well, a whole lot from from Krystianer yet.
Going up into infestation pits, so maybe he's going to be able to secure himself some sort of strong siege unit. Maybe he's looking for an infestor to try and fungal these Phoenix. We'll have to see.
I mean, he certainly could be, but Krystianer is going to be transitioning. He's already got a Forge and a Twilight Council done. His robotics facility has been completed for a while. He did start going double robo, but he changed it to single robo.
Yeah, it's just a rough spot now for Elazer, huh?
Oh, that's so cute. Oh, he lifts them both and he keeps them both alive. Except that they die anyways because the queens, well, they still shoot up.
That's a fancy trick, you know. Fortunately, it doesn't work out there in that situation.
God, Elazer droning so freaking hard right now. He's going up to 90 drones with that gold base. And I mean, he's kind of able to do it. Even though he's taking a lot of damage, he is outscaling Krystianer. And Krystianer, outscaling in terms of economy. He can't do enough damage to keep the drone count low. And because he committed to so many Phoenixes, 11 is a lot of Phoenixes, the threat of a counterattack or a follow-up is not all that high, actually. And Elazer even going to find a couple of probes on the other side of the map.
It does seem... Actually, he's pretty well saturated in all these bases. He's oversaturated in all these bases. I thought for a moment he might be struggling trying to transfer workers to like the newer bases because the Phoenixes are patrolling around, but has been on top of that as well, and yeah.
Now, I don't think he knows about this Warpism just yet, and Charge is going to complete. Oh, does he... Oh, he does see it. Krystianer... Oh, he subtly moved it into the range of that Overlord. And Elazer immediately beelines back into the main base. This probably saved him a lot of damage. Big mistake from Krystianer showing that Warpism. Now, of course, he didn't know the Overlord was there, but the Phoenixes theoretically should have been cleaning every Overlord off the map.
That's true, yeah. It's not a real excuse for an Overlord to still be there. You should go around pick it up right now. Really. Still patrolling over here, over the Roaches. We're seeing a lot of Immortals once again being made, and there we go, yeah, Immortal Archon. A lot of charge slots mixed in between as well. Does seem to be kind of his army composition for this part of the game.
But we are going to be seeing a Greater Spire coming on in. This can be a weird solution to Phoenixes. 5 more drones do get picked off by those Phoenixes. Nice job. But because... Oh, sorry, go on.
Sorry, they also do really good against the Archons. I just wanted to add to your point there.
Yes. Yeah. They do incredibly well against that very basic kind of punch your way through army. Oh, that being said, this does not. Roach is getting caught up against the wall, pinned by those force fields. Elazer a little bit too adventurous on the map, and he's going to take a huge loss right there.
Pushing on through, it could be quite a hairy situation here. I mean, you have the Queens, they have energy from transfusions, but is there enough firepower? Without that greatest fire being done, I don't think you have a real hope of making any Blue Lords anytime soon and help out with this fight. You have to do with everything you've got right now. Is it enough though? The Raptor Files will be able to land near the Whoppers, and the Whoppers just get taken out by the Corruptors. This is all that Krystianer can bring to the table right now. Still a good amount of zealots, but Immortals, they are the prime damage dealers. Not really on their back. Seems to be okay so far, but nothing in the way, shape, or form of a lead shield in front of them anymore either.
Oh, nice force fields right there. Will kind of slow this chase down, and the drones are trying to get us around here. Corrosive Vials do get dodged by Krystianer. He is getting slowly pushed back and cleaned up. That Spore Crawler, by the way, had 5 kills, which means it was free firing away at those Phoenixes. Imagine there's like 7 Phoenixes right here. He can lift so many Ravagers, but he lost them to that Spore. And I think Elazer is going to barely hold by the skin of his teeth. He lost 17 drones during all of that. And you know what? Krystianer, he's actually free to kind of macro behind this. Kind of a nice force field, but you don't want to chase into the deceleration zones.
No, I mean, he's still going to continue forwards. He's making a lot of roaches. Might have an opportunity as the reinforcing for Elazer's army is going to, of course, be a lot quicker than the production of Immortals and Archons here.
I think if he tries to push with this,
it's probably not going to work out.
No, it's a disaster for him because he'd be pushing into +2 Immortals and Archons. Now, he's got the Greater Spire done. This being said, he will send a small little counterattack here on the top side. He is droning up a little bit, adding on +1 melee and +2 Carapace. I didn't actually realize he even got his Carapace upgrade. He's done that now in 2 games. It's kind of funny.
Well, this Roach is doing work. Roaches on the top side also picking off some of those probes. Slight things right now that the Elazer can do, but it doesn't feel like it's really something that's... I guess he has to create a Spire now, right? So that is still a big threat. He's making those eruptions.
Well, I mean, that's why I'm surprised that he was not droning up a little bit. Is like the Greater Spire is... There's no answer from Krystianer for it. And I like what he's doing here. Oh, man, he's actually picking off so many probes. Krystianer, oh, my God. He's going to lose all of his probes at the gold base just because he doesn't pull them away. 23 probes just went down during that entire sequence.
That's a lot, yeah. 4 Brutals. Where they mark Norton in? Oh, immediately spotted by the Zealots. Oh, imagine that. That's rough. So straight away, Void Rays in that production, of course. That's so unfortunate for Elazer here.
Yeah, he morphed them in the, honestly, the worst possible place he could have morphed them, the farthest point away from his opponent's, like, main and natural bases. I mean, it's close-ish to this. Oh, my God, so many more probes going down. But, like, yeah, he's going to lose quite a few drones. He's going to lose, potentially, this gold base, maybe? If he shuffles the, no, he's not. If he had shuffled the Immortals to the front, he could have chonked that down so quickly. But now the Broodlords will push him away.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually. That's a good point. Those Archons were there just blocking away, making it difficult for the Immortals to really punish it. And, I mean, Krystianer, he's still in a good spot as well, right? I mean, the Broodlords are a bit of a concern, but given the fact that he scouted them so early on, he's in a really good spot to just start prepping for it. And as soon as he preps for that, like, as a Elazer, what do you do from there? Like, what transition is your next step in this situation, you know?
Well, I think Elazer, and he did scout the Void Ray transition. Upon scouting that, I think you need to prep yourself for a long game. We're on Blackburn, not the greatest map for attacking. It's very splittable as a map. I think you gotta start adding on Vipers, you gotta start adding on Spores, and you gotta transition into the late game. That being said, I think that is Elazer's probably his greatest weakness as a player, is trying to go up into the extreme late game. That being said, he is finding so much damage with these counterattacks. He's picked off 40 drones, or 40 probes, but Krystianer's picked off 61 drones. This is crazy. This is a bloodbath.
Yeah, for sure. Bloodbath might continue here. No, okay, Krystianer decides against it, seeing the sheer quantity of broodlings available.
I gotta be critical of Krystianer for not having an observer ever with his army to clear out creep.
Yeah, that's a good point as well. Ooh, Zealot run by there with some Immortals. Not finding anything is gonna replace that supply with flying units here.
Oh, don't do it, Krystianer. Okay, I was going to say, there's army units coming back. You got to get out of here. And he will retreat on out. Will escape. Doesn't even take any hull damage. But I was a little bit worried that he was going to potentially tunnel vision that.
He's learned his lesson from the previous game.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen twice. You won't get me to do that twice in a row. Gets the Archons here and a couple of Zealots. Doing alright with these roaches.
Yeah, honestly, picking off even a single Archon with all the Zealots he killed, very worth, I would say. Considering he wants to really be trading out these roaches, and that's exactly what he's doing. We are going to be seeing a big Ling run by coming in. Oh, Krystianer, nothing in the wall. And he is going to potentially take a lot of damage right here. Going after the shield battery is Elazer. I love that. And that means the Warping of Zealots not going to be able to deal with this. Yeah, this will force a recall.
3 Archons, bare minimum. Love it. Elazer setting up static defenses, or attempting to. On top of this gold-based crevice over here. Probes going down because of the Zerglings just endlessly going after them. Very bloodthirsty creatures, those fellas.
Oh no, don't. Oh, he loses a High Templar with a lot of energy too. Oh, that was a coincidental kill. He had shift rallied the Zerglings and they got caught, and then they just found the High Templar and it didn't get saved. Oh, that is expensive. It's small potatoes since they are transitioning into the late game, but those kind of costly losses, they add up.
Yeah, can't let that happen too often. I mean, it's just 2 Zerglings killing a High Templar, right? Just that on its own. Just such an odd idea in a way because of the cost efficiency that is being gained there. Getting some more here with the low amount of Zerglings just kind of walking around the map. A big fire, so in the middle perhaps. No. Krystianer once again decides against it. Might be going a bit further forwards now with those carriers there. Starting to mix in as well. So, with the counterattacks, it just doesn't feel secure enough to try and move out, it seems. Just every time. He's a player that wants to move backwards very quickly, when he's being counterattacked like this.
Yeah, it seems like it's a very uncomfortable situation for him. And the thing is, he's not building any static defense. So, oh, this gold base, is it going to go down? Oh, it will just barely. I think it might have been the corrosive bile from that dying Ravager that killed it. That's really annoying for Krystianer. He lost 2 bases right there and a ton of probes. And he's up in supply at the moment, but his opponent has a much better late game composition.
I mean, he has 50 army supply on top of what his opponent has, though. While Elazer's utilizing Zerglings for counterattacks as well, meanwhile. So if a head-to-head fight between army versus army happens, personally, I would like to believe that, you know, seeing the statistics like this, it's probably not going to work out for Elazer, but could be wrong.
I mean, the thing is, he's got so many spores. He's got Broodlords, he's got Infestors, he's got Vipers. And as long as his unit control is good, there's a lot of mid-game units in this army for Krystianer. The Immortals and Archons, if the Broodlords survive, they don't matter. They can't do anything. And we are going to see, there's only 1 High Templar with this army. And it almost gets picked off there. It was a little bit far forward. Still, we're trying to see Krystianer find damage with Zealot run-bys. We're past the phase of the game, I think, where you can be successful with those.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, sometimes you find a loose mineral patch here or there still with some drones. But I mean, the Zerglings are finding some damage.
Ooh, big fungal growth coming in here. Going to catch a lot of these units. There's the Parasitic Bomb as well, coming in with the Fungal Microbial Shroud, helping a lot for Elazer, and Krystianer going to walk into a big bloody nose. Does drop a storm here. Elazer trying to surround with the Zerglings. Did he just reapply a Parasitic Bomb? I think he did. Oh, that's a funny High Templar right there, coming in from a really awkward flank. Gets a lot of damage on those Corruptors, but that went so well for Elazer. So incredibly well.
Counter-attack here in the sub-side. Only a few probes remain, but it makes it ever more so important being able to take out a couple of them.
Yeah, he just lost another 5 probes. We're up to 91 workers killed. Elazer is absolutely annihilating Krystianer in terms of that worker count. And we still don't see any static defense on this top base from Krystianer, or the gold base, or the third base. He's got, how many cannons does he have on the map? 0. He's got 0 cannons on the map and no shield batteries either. Wow. He is playing...
Never made any, yeah.
the most
That's
honorable Protoss.
It's like, I don't need those. People say we need them. I don't think so. Right, here's another run by, once again, finding some damage. Once again, Krystianer having to move back with his army.
I have never seen a Protoss player not make cannons in this game. Like this kind of game.
Yeah, very true. 21 minutes in. Oh, nothing.
Oh my god, he's over 100 probes killed. 112 probes have been killed off by Elazer here. And that number is going to continue to climb. Krystianer's just rebuilding the probes.
See if we can get this had to happen at some point in time. But, I mean, I just witnessed the spellcasting of Elazer there during that one short engagement. And it looked very good. It looked very
amazing.
good.
It was clean.
It looks a lot better than I remember him, right? As a spellcasting kind of player. As you said, late game is not his strong suit. I know he's always kind of been trying to improve it, but right now, look at this. He's using Microbial Shroud, Vulnerable Grows, getting a Parasitic Bomb Sub, not overextending, and there you go. It's enough. G is got. Krystianer